Long ago, in the golden age of ancient Egypt, the mighty King Osiris ruled over a land of peace, prosperity, and abundance. The Nile flowed generously through the kingdom, crops flourished, and the people lived in harmony under his wise leadership. Osiris was not like other rulers. He walked among his people without fear, listening to their concerns and sharing in their daily lives. The people loved him, and the priests praised him as a symbol of order and justice. But while Egypt prospered, darkness was quietly growing in the shadows. One night, Isis, the devoted wife of Osiris, was troubled by terrifying visions. She saw storms covering the sky, temples falling into ruin, and a mysterious darkness approaching the kingdom. Deeply concerned, she warned Osiris that danger was near. Yet Osiris could not imagine that the threat would come from his own brother. Far beyond the fertile lands of the Nile, Set stood alone in the desert. Surrounded by raging winds and black clouds, he gazed toward Egypt with envy burning in his heart. Determined to seize power, he secretly gathered loyal followers and began planning the downfall of Osiris.
Meanwhile, Isis searched for guidance from the gods. As she prayed beneath the night sky, a crimson star appeared overhead. To her, it was a warning that fate had already begun its course. Soon afterward, Set approached Osiris with an offer of peace. He invited him to a magnificent royal celebration, claiming that he wished to put aside their differences. The grand hall was filled with music, laughter, and golden decorations. Then, Set revealed a magnificent chest crafted from gold and precious gemstones. Smiling, he announced a game. Anyone who perfectly fit inside the chest would receive it as a gift. One by one, the guests tried, but none fit. Finally, Osiris stepped forward. As he lay inside the chest, the lid slammed shut. Set's followers rushed forward and sealed it tight. Ignoring the cries of Isis and the shocked guests, they carried the chest to the Nile and cast it into the dark waters. Standing helpless on the riverbank, Isis watched as Osiris disappeared into the night.
Far away, the river carried the chest across distant lands until it became lodged within a giant sacred tree. Years passed, yet Isis never stopped searching. She crossed deserts, forests, mountains, and foreign kingdoms. Along the way, she encountered dangerous creatures, ancient spirits, and countless obstacles. At last, she found the sacred tree and discovered the hidden chest inside. Her search was over, but her suffering was not. She secretly returned the body of Osiris to Egypt. However, Set soon learned the truth. Consumed by fury, he found the body and tore it into pieces, scattering them across the land. Once again, Isis faced heartbreak. But she refused to surrender. She traveled throughout Egypt, searching for every lost piece. Priests, loyal followers, and divine beings joined her quest until, piece by piece, Osiris was made whole once more.
Then, from the shadows of the spiritual world, Anubis appeared. Guardian of the dead and master of sacred rites, he agreed to help Isis complete her mission. Together, they performed the first sacred mummification ritual in history. Ancient prayers echoed through the temple as divine energy filled the air. Then, something extraordinary happened. A golden light illuminated the chamber, and Osiris opened his eyes one final time. For a brief moment, the great king returned. He thanked Isis for her unwavering devotion, but both knew his destiny now lay beyond the world of the living. Guided by Anubis, Osiris crossed the gates of the Underworld and took his place upon the eternal throne as ruler of the dead and judge of souls. Yet, his story was not truly over, for in the world above, Horus was growing stronger, preparing to challenge Set.
Perhaps Osiris left the world of the living, but the war between Osiris and Set never truly ended. It continued across two realms, one among the living and one among the dead.